Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Alaska Rural Homestead. I'm Michelle, and the day has officially arrived. We're actually gonna be hiving our bees today. Now, you typically want to wait till your weather turns around 50 degrees to hive your bees. And another indication that it's time to get the bees in the hive is that the pussy willows have started blooming, and that'll be some of their nectar. But we've got two packages of hives here. We've got cariolas. They are a super hardy northern breed. They adjust well to different types of weather, and they are a good producer as far as filling up the cells. And we've also got the two queens in here. Now, the two queens are in their own little cage just because it takes a few days for the bees to get acquainted with the queen, because if we were just to introduce the queen, sometimes the bees will get a little aggressive towards the queen just because they are trying to adjust to their new home and the queen. So she's in her own little cage, and we'll get them out. So we've got our pollen patties here that we're going to be putting into the nucs here. These are nucs. They're a little bit smaller than the regular boxes just because it is still kind of cooler, and we're going to go ahead and get suited up to get the bees in their hive. And I'll try to explain anything along the way. So if you guys are new to beekeeping, always make sure that you have all your supplies ready, because it is really frustrating when you do not have any type of tools here, and always make sure your tools are nice and clean. Now, the wind has picked up a little bit, but we really have to get these bees in their hive. We picked them up yesterday, so they are really ready to get into the hive. We've got some non-medicated sugar water that we made earlier, and we're going to go ahead and fill up their little sugar feeder here.
So if you're interested in how this sugar water is made, or the simple syrup, see our previous video on this. It's real simple.
There isn't too much blooming right now, so the bees have to have something to feed on. And so this little feeder that we just have a stick in here that helps the bees climb on and out of the feeder.
So I'm going ahead and pulling two of these frames for her just to make it easier for her to dump the bees in. And we've already did all the rest of the water feeders there for her, so she's going to go ahead and put the bees in and tell you how that's done.
Okay, so I had mentioned earlier about the non-medicated syrup, just simple sugar water. We're going to go ahead and spray these the bee hive packages. Now, we want to go ahead and spray them because it helps to calm the bees, and it also helps them less likely to fly away from the hive. So guys, I'm going to go ahead and get this sprayed just because I do not want any more sugar water around, because I do not want the ants coming around. And something that I do use if the ants come around, I buy these little ant traps and I'll stick them around, and that helps to deter the ants a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and get this sprayed, and then we're going to try to divide these packages up between the nucs here. So I'll be right back. Not perfect, but now we're not going to be able to get all these bees out, so we're just going to leave this package here and they'll eventually make their way to their home. Now in these packages of bees, there is quite a few bees in these packages. There's no way that you are going to be able to avoid smushing some bees. Alright, so we got one package down and we got to split the other package between these two, and here we go. So one other piece of advice before I start getting this other package divided and get them sprayed, anytime you are working with your bees, you want to work from the back side, not the front side, because the back side you are less likely to get stung, but never work from the front side because more than likely the bees are defensive just because that is their entrance to their hive. So always try to work from the back side. So I'm going to go ahead and get these sprayed and get them into their hive. Now bees are pretty good about finding their way home. You know, they use landmarks to find their way home. They use the aroma from their queen, and they can also identify color and shapes also. So these are basic pollen patties, and these are what they're going to eat on. So I forgot to put the pollen patties in here, and you want to make sure that you put these facing down because the bees are going to feed from the bottom side. All right, guys, so we got all the bees divided up into their nucs, and in the next couple days we'll be checking on them just to make sure that the queen is still there and thriving, and making sure that the hive is being productive. And I went ahead and put some insulation on the top and between the hives because it's still pretty chilly out, and in the next couple days, if it gets any colder during the evening, I'll go ahead and put some insulation on the ends and strap this down. It seems like the wind has calmed down, which is just perfect for the bees right now. So the bees are pretty thirsty right now, so I went ahead and got their water set up, and that is just a basic chicken water with rocks in the bottom so they do not drown. So we're getting a little late start on getting the bees in their hive, but it can't be no worse than last year because we had a grizzly bear that came and destroyed the hives. So hopefully we're going to have a little bit better luck this year. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video, and hopefully you guys will like it and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye now. And hopefully we're going to have a good productive year. We're getting a little bit late start on getting the bees put in their hive.